Get ready, boys and girls, gather around. It's time for Bronze League Heroes.
Alright, Forts fans, welcome back to another episode of Bronze League Heroes here on SynergyGamingTV. On the left-hand side, we've got 22 Beacon playing Spook and his opponent. Also, playing Spook, it's Kubicube. Hope I got that right. Hope I got that right. Now, we're playing on Moorings. Great map other than this weak spot right here. A little bit disappointing that this is like, if you break this spot, a cannon shot comes in here and you break this, like it's like GG, the whole base just like rips off the wall. So we've talked a little bit about this map a few times. You can see both players here going for the armory. We've talked a little bit about this map, about grabbing these squares right here and dragging them to create nicer spots to add technology. So you can see a little bit of the inexperience here from the players. We got one here, pulls the box across, which is awesome, other than you don't need this. But you can just pull them straight across and at least have that extra 2x2 grids for the storage. We can see here both players, that's not true. Both players are not doing this. We're getting the weird janky build here. So technically, unless you are playing Buster, these extra nodes are actually really detrimental to the speed at which you can build stuff. I much prefer, instead of putting the turbines up here, I'd rather turn all this into background bracing and place my turbines in here. Now, I just don't have a whole lot of experience on this map, to be honest, but take a look at what 22B is doing here. Going full economy here, not even getting down the tier 2 technology, going 6 mines right off the bat. We've grabbed the storage here, which is going to need to go into tier 2 technology. And I'm going to bet he's going to go munitions plant, and it's going to fit right here. I bet you that's the game plan. So, because had he wanted to go lasers with a factory, he would have pulled across here, put this down here, and then had his factory tech probably right there, which I prefer not to do. Any of my horizontal technologies, I prefer to place them down here. Mainly just because of trajectory from cannons, right? If they're going to come in a downward angle, downward on top of this base, it makes much more sense to have your technologies, the things you're trying to protect, down low, so that they have a harder time being hit by cannons. Now, let's see what these guys are doing. We got factory tech coming out of Kubicube. Now, this is scary because, as we just talked about, placing down this technology right here is like prime location for cannons. This, if anything, should be down here. But again, as we talked about, bringing in those or pulling across those boxes. These ropes, by the way, don't do anything. The angle's not enough. They're super useless. And extra nodes, and using ropes to connect to ropes or to connect to your own nodes. Well, this one might be sort of kind of okay, but these don't do anything at all in this. But again, pulling across these to make proper cubes would allow this technology to go down here, and then this technology could go here nice and safe. But if anything, you want to place it down below here. So this is a big mistake from Kubicube. There's probably a good chance if his opponent if his opponent drops down cannon technology, if those cannons start coming out here, and those shots are going to drop right on top of his technology. So that's going to be super detrimental. Lots of building at a Kubicube here, which has really delayed things. With the F8 key, we can see here we're at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. We got the technology down in a decent time, I guess, to be honest. So we're what? These are huge squares for lasers. Maybe there's a different plan here. Maybe that's not what he's planning on doing. We'll see here. Both players getting down some weapons now. Looking good. Have a little drink there. Wet the whistle. Additional turbines and storages. This is just all wrong. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't turn my phone off for this. Oh, it doesn't turn. That's right. The vibration button's all broken on it now. I forgot about that. I had to manually turn the ringer down now because it, old phone. Old phone. Okay. There we go. So, weapons are getting placed down here. We can see a fire beam behind huge doors. This is a catastrophic waste of resources here. We're going to have an EMP here, not protected by doors. So we've talked a little bit about in the 7 golden rules? No. Devices? No. Materials. We talked about in the materials tutorial video about the size of boxes that weapons need to fit in. Kubicube here built these gigantic boxes that are not needed for lasers. So he spent a bunch of extra resources on the doors that really aren't needed in this specific situation. I like what 22B's done down here. He's got the turbines down below. Having some extra gunners. I think 3 gunners is a bit overkill, considering there's only 1 launcher. But the EMP is doing some serious damage here, and the fire beam comes in. How did he know? Oh, because they're both playing Spook. I was like, how did he know? So one of the techniques you guys want to do when playing Spook is when you place down a technology, you want to place down a gunner like right after it, and then they won't know what you're building. So you can see here, it looks like Kubicube knew that the shields were coming, so he built the EMPs to take care of those shields. Hopefully. And then he just... Again, a giant box here for this fire beam. This is a huge waste of resources here. I mean, 1 sniper shot can take out that EMP. Bronze League heroes. This is what we're here to see. EMP takes it out, except that the fire beam is ready. And instead of aiming for the core after disabling the shields, he aims for the sniper. So a bit of a whiff there. And no doors on... Oh, there's a door. There's some doors. Looking good. Okay. So, cannon. Finishing up here using some micro doors. 22B. Busting out the micro doors. I like that. It's good to see. Other than the fire beams are just going to go right through all that garbage anyway. But it does make for a good resource usage. And the fire beams himself, because he didn't take out... There it is, the EMP. So he fired this backwards. You want to do EMP first, then your fire beams. Not fire beam, then your EMP. A little bit backwards there by Kubicube. Sniper taking out some of those gunners. Looking good. And 22Bs. Did I say that right? 22 Beacon. His sniper taking out a little bit of pressure there. We've got this fire beam here. Oh, okay. All right. Interesting here. I'm just seeing some things here, and now we're gonna add up a turbine there. Fire beam coming in, hitting the small little bracings. Now we've talked about this lots in streams, guys. You do not want to use 1x2s in any form of the word here. I don't know why this guy has this on here, but that's really not good. Those are gonna get incredibly weak, incredibly fast, and be a huge vulnerable point in his base. That fire beam. Great shot. They're taking out some of that energy production. Good shot from Kubicube. Again, though, he's using these 2.5 size grids for fire beams when they don't need to be that big. So he's spending a lot of extra resources on doors, which are not needed at the moment. I haven't seen his cannon fire yet. Maybe I missed it. Let's see here if 22B can launch a cannon shot here. There it is. Doors are opening, and kablamo. Good shot. Splashing the technology. Now, we've talked a little bit about this too in streams and other videos, that repairing your technology is incredibly expensive, and that's very, very bad. For Kubicube here, having his technology in his spot to get shot by cannons, basically the same thing we talked about at the beginning of the match. Fire beam coming in here. We're starting to see a lot more fire beam spam. Looking good. We're going to be dealing a lot of damage here. There's no way that cannon is going to... I can't believe that 3 fire beams can't blow up a cannon now. Insane. Insane. This is looking good here. Kubicube going exactly the proper strat to go against micro doors. Fire beams are fantastic against that. Takes out the shield. 322 metal of damage dealt right there. That's pretty huge. And we've got more stuff coming out here. Additional turbines. Kubicube's gonna want to take a look at that. Using Spook as ability here to see that he's just placed on 2 turbines, which means he's having some energy problems, which means he should probably take it out. Obviously not looking ahead to see that there is a shield right there. Fires right into it. And we're dealing some damage here. Unfortunately, accuracy needs to be practiced here. Kubicube having a hard time hitting the same spot multiple times. And manages to hit himself with some of that fire beam damage. Cannon shot going up there. Hits one of the doors. Looking good. Now, really, really silly thing here. Had that cannon shot been a little bit lower, Kubicube's battery that is completely exposed and not protected by anything would have blown up and probably taken out his fire beam with it, which would not have been very good. So, you can see here that 22B knows about pulling those bracings across to create the proper size squares. He's done that correctly and giving him the proper storage here in this base. Fire beams bouncing off everywhere. He doesn't have the EMP or swarms to take care of the shields here. So it's looking like Kubicube's going to have a very difficult time making any sort of penetration through these shields that are already there. Now, 22B's got both cannons finished. And we're going to see the shield being deactivated or removed here relatively quickly. And some shots are going to be fired at Kubicube. One shot to the core. And he's going to try and fire this one, but he's got it all blocked off. And he's got a big door, and he's got a small door or metal doors. And I'm not sure what's going on here. Bit of a cluster. And hits the shields. Exposed EMP. So rather than placing it right here to hide it, at least some background bracing, Kubicube decides to place that completely exposed. Okay, we got the right ideas here, but the fundamentals are quite incorrect. Again, so he's firing the EMP. He could use that fire beam to fire straight across and protect that EMP rocket from making it, because the gunners are only on the top of the map. So very simply, firing the fire beam, then firing the EMP right afterwards would basically guarantee it a hit. And Kubicube whiffing everything here. Literally missed all 3 shots. So, you can see here he's even LOLing. Again, and then he fires the EMP without the... So he's doing this all wrong, guys. Doing it all wrong. Again, as I said, fire the fire beam, this fire beam, straight across at the bottom gunner. Then you take the EMP and you fire it at the base where the shields are. And then you take the other 2 fire beams and you fire at the core and GG the game. That's how you win this one in a very quick nutshell. Again, not firing the fire beam to protect his EMP. Sniper managing to get one of the gunners. Well done. Good control there. Maybe his idea is to fire the EMP to bait out the gunner doors to open. That could be the strat there. Getting some splash damage on the core. And we're getting another sniper here. Looking good. Taking a look at 22 bay. Oh, this is where you want to fire. He just placed something down, but he doesn't know that all the shields were deactivated. He could have GG'd the game again there, getting 3 fire beams in a row. I'm sure his energy actually is quite low. I'd really like to see that not in the way. His fire beam has 0 angle with this one because he decided to place it up here exposed rather than hidden in this nice little section. There we go. Shoots the shield once again. That's the second time he's done this. There we go. Shoots some stuff here. Gets it to bounce. Internal lights some stuff on fire. Not that big of a deal. And there we go. Oh! 22B firing the cannon into the fire beam. As we know, that doesn't work out very well. Cannon projectiles get burned up in the air. So, the situation here, not looking very good for Kubicube. This is relatively basic match here. Again, firing at the top one is totally irrelevant. Hit the bottom one. And shooting all the shields. So again, he's just shooting all the shields here. Kubicube, I don't think taking advantage of Spook's ability here and seeing how his base has been built. EMP coming across. Again, right? Fire that fire beam. Okay, that's a lucky shot. Okay, I guess if he wants to do it that way. Now he's going to fire everything. Doesn't have the energy production required to sustain the fire beam cannon shot. The fire beam cannon, I wished. All right, fire the EMP. You've taken out the gunners. Fire the EMP. He's not firing the EMP. Waiting. Waiting. No, he's going to let all the gunners finish building. Then he's going to fire the EMP. Is that what's going to happen here? I think so. I think it is. I don't see... Yeah, he's got the door open. Fire the fire beam. It's literally letting all of the gunners finish before he fires anything here right now. I'm trying to get his energy production up a little bit. Decides to get a plasma. And then... Okay, so, oh my goodness. Games like this are actually really frustrating, you guys. He literally had it set up. All he had to do is fire that fire beam, then fire the EMP, and he didn't do any of that in the right order. And great shot there. Literally just waited for everything to happen. All right. Gunner's been taking out. Some fire burning down the base. We've got a plasma done. Well, if the fire beams aren't going to do anything, plasmas aren't going to do anything either. Could fit another mine in here. Kubicube running on 5 mines, whereas opponent running on 6. Okay, a whiff on the plasma. Takes out whatever was up top there. Probably should have shot down here to take out the whole tower instead of... Okay. Bit of a struggle here on this one. Need that EMP to land. Why a sniper hasn't shot that EMP yet, I have no idea. You can see a lot of the players, guys, you can see it's very common in Bronze League Heroes where the players know the fundamentals of how to build a base and they get kind of a lot of the stuff right, and then they just have zero mechanical skill. I'm finding this to be the largest problem in Bronze League Heroes, is that they know how to build a base because they watch, but they don't know how to play the base, right? They don't know what the proper things are to counter certain things, right? Easily, a sniper to take out that EMP basically guarantees him the game, and then taking those 2 cannon shots and firing straight at the core can basically win him the game, right? The first cannon shot's going to take out most of the chunk in the front. The cannon shot will probably penetrate and end the game. Right? Firebeam's doing a lot of damage here. This is great shots here from Kubicube. Again, firing that all wrong. I cannot believe that's going to land. I cannot believe that. Needs to fire the top fire beam first, then the EMP, then the other EMPs. Again, this game could have been over at like the 10-minute mark here. Checking this out. And, okay. I'm really not sure even how to commentate this game here at the moment. Great damage core. Now that's exactly what he should have been doing. Unfortunately, 22B was unable to hit the same spot twice. Had he been able to do that, would have been GG here most likely. Kubicube's core is super on fire, and it's looking like it's going to be the end. If you get one more volley off here at from 22B onto Kubicube, that's basically going to be the end of the game. We've got a bunch of turbines here that aren't doing anything because they're blocked. Great shots there. What a great shot on the plasma. Great shot on the plasma. Oh, now he gets one through. And he still shoots low. Still, and then shoots high. Well, good try there on Kubicube. You had the right idea there. Definitely needs a little more practice on the aiming. Now, I can tell you guys for sure right now, as a Team 2 player, my accuracy is much worse than it is on Team 1. I'm very familiar with calculating the angles. On Team 1, I'm not familiar with calculating angles on Team 2. Now, EMP rockets obviously getting taken out, as we've said many times before. Shoot the fire beam first, then the EMPs to protect your EMP in its travel. 22B here making a good comeback, getting some stuff built up. Firebeam right there takes out his EMP. There it is, straight to the core. Well, that was 7.5 minutes longer than it needed to be, but hopefully some of you guys might have learned something a little bit here from the commentary. Maybe how to correctly protect your EMP launchers and things like that. Hopefully that works out for you guys. Not a bad match, Bronze League Heroes for sure. But that's why we have this series. Point out some of the things that are wrong, and hopefully the players will learn from them. Guys, that was 22B versus Kubicube. Spook versus Spook. Can't be touched.